The nightmare's over and the bull run is back on. I think that happened a lot quicker than anyone was expecting, myself included, but here we are. Dow futures jumped nearly 400 points as markets eye another serving of the taco trade after Trump says, don't worry about China. Now, as I say, quicker than we were expecting. US market isn't even open yet. Whatever you think the motivation for releasing an announcement like this was, and we can get into more of that later, but it makes sense to do so really close to market close on a Friday, and then there's essentially room to backpedal on that before market open on a Monday, which is pretty much what's happened. Market open in the US is still a few hours away. But look at this clip from yesterday's video, because we did say yesterday that this was very much a possibility. We are going to see more clarity on this tomorrow. We're going to see whether or not this threat of up to 130% tariffs on China is actually going to be substantiated. We might well get hit with news that it's not actually going to happen at all, and we continue with business as usual. So there you have it. Called that it was a possibility. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. Investors are eyeing a stock market rebound after Friday's trade war flare-up sent the S&P 500 to its worst loss since April. On Sunday, President Trump sought to calm nerves in a post on Truth Social following his announcement on Friday that he will impose an additional 100% tariff on China and limit US exports of software. And he said, "Don't worry about China. It will all be fine," he wrote. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The US wants to help China, not hurt it. So completely cooling off from where we were on Friday evening. Meanwhile, President J.D. Vance told Fox News Sunday Morning Futures that the US will be willing to be reasonable if China is too, though he insisted Trump has the upper hand with far more cards than Beijing holds. The market has responded already, as you can see on the crypto bubbles here, just an absolute sea of green, which is so nice to see after the pain over the weekend. We're still a few hours away from the US stock market opening, and then we'll be able to see the true reaction in the indexes like the S&P 500. Market sentiment back up a little bit to a score of 40 out of 100. That is a neutral score. And looking at the Bitcoin chart, this is looking much, much healthier. We are now up 115,704, up from lows, of course, down as low as $102,000 on certain venues. That puts our long positions in pretty much break even. Okay, we've got a 0.6 BTC long position here. The pricing for that was a little bit higher than would have been ideal, but as I've explained before, we got into that on limit long orders that we placed prior to this drop happening. I will probably be looking to add to this position as we're going now. I think where we are right now, you can see a pretty much even spread of leverage in the market. Over the last 12 hours, you can see $346 million worth of short positions liquidated versus about $150 million worth of long positions liquidated. And that is this move happening, okay? That is a lot of people jumping in, as they always do, the lemmings jumping in, leverage short, because they see the market go down, they see everyone's portfolio wrecked, and they go, oh no, this must be it. This must be the end of crypto. But like we spoke about in last night's video, just like the Rona crash, just like the FTX crash, and just like, in fact, the last couple of Trump tariff announcements, that is when you really see the biggest opportunity in this market. When it feels like it's all over, when it feels like things couldn't possibly ever get better again, when it feels like the entire crypto was just a big scam and the whole dream is over, that is exactly when you have the most buying opportunities. If you short into situations like that, you better have a good strategy to manage risk in that position, because you can very easily become someone like this who got absolutely wrecked. Short liquidations going through, and once again that extends moves like this. But I would say this move is predominantly news driven. I will be looking to add to my longs on any sort of pullback from this. Tried to get filled on XRP for a leverage position, did get filled on Solana for a small leverage position there, not as much as I wanted to. And then of course always happy for more Bitcoin. I would like to bring the average price for this trade down. So if we do see some down movement from here, I'll be looking to add to that. Leverage pretty much balanced right now. That is stacked to the long side, and that kind of makes perfect sense given where we are right now. But there is still plenty of shorts left to be pushed out to be liquidated to the upside, that is kind of topping out within what is in sort of reasonable reach of where we are right now. Over the weekend, we saw that what is reasonably within reach is all relative, but you're looking at something in the region of $400 million worth of short liquidation risk up at just $117,800. So for context on the chart, 117,800 is just here, okay, just a little bit to the upside, and I believe that is the same level. Yes, it is. That corresponds with former resistance. So yeah, it's looking unlikely that we rocket up to that level right now and liquidate $400 million worth of short leverage. But the point is, the short leverage risk and the short liquidation risk is still there to the upside. There's a great chance that things will still be volatile on this move. And like I say, any pullbacks to the downside, I will absolutely be looking to long. The best I think we could reasonably hope for right now would be a pullback down into that $112,000 region for Bitcoin. So there we have it. The nightmare is over, at least for now. Still a few hours away from the US stock market open, and I think that will really cement a directional change for this move. I'm looking to add into longs on this position, but very important, I don't want to just go giga leverage long right now because we've seen a sentiment shift and because the numbers are going up. That is exactly how we will set ourselves up to become wrecked. So risk management over everything. If we get a nice little pullback to liquidate some of the longs doing what I just described, jumping in too late on the trend, that is when I will be looking to deploy capital and further leverage into this long position. As always though, that is purely my opinion, shared just for entertainment purposes. Nothing I say should be considered financial advice. Thank you so much for watching. Plenty more to come. Catch you in the next one. Bye.